Today we're going to be sharing a keepsake box that I made for a baby boy. This is a lost project that I just resurrected and wanted to share with you guys today. Hey you guys, this is Jules. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have a little share to share with you guys. Now I've done this layout. I did it a few years ago and I did share the process video for it, but I was in my drawer and I keep like some unfinished projects or things that I want to hold off on or whatever. Well, I found a big, like the 13 by 13 the plastic boxes, and I had this in there and I pulled it out, and I also had this is a box that I made to go along with this, and I forgot all about it, and I don't think I ever shared the box with you guys. I was at a friend's house when I had started this layout, and I completed it on a video. So I just wanted to share the box, but it was supposed to go with with this. And I was looking back, and I have back here a note that I wrote out for Alyssa, who's my niece, and this is her first child. She sent out announcements of his birth, and when I got the pictures, I wanted to put it on a layout. So I cut off the info and put the photos, left them all together, and put them on some cardstock. This one is a Kaiser Craft paper for it. This is the collection here. It's the Bundle of Joy. It's the boy version. I also have the girl version. This is a release. Let me see if it has at least the year on it. Oh, it doesn't say. But I did have this. It was still new with me when I made this, because when I saw the photo and I had this, I wanted to see if it would work together, and it did. So I used a couple of cardstocks. I used craft cardstock for the background, and then I used a music note sheet, and then I used the this green like grid. I don't know if you can tell that or not. But I wanted to do just a little bit of mixed media on it. So I did do a little bit of like roughing up on the edges. I curled these back and back down here to just create like little wrinkles. It has paint splatters on it. I'm not using any like shimmer mists or anything like that, but I've got paint and maybe gesso. I created a brick background with some chalk ink from Prima. Actually, is this little guy. I have a box full of all of the colors, and I haven't used all of them. And one of their charms, and a little saying that was on the designer paper that I cut out and put down just on here. It says, "I can only imagine where these tiny feet will go in their lifetime. My only hope is that they never forget the way home." I cut little feet out from the cardstock as well, put them on dimensionals. I punched out a circle, 2 circles. This is the cardstock, the designer paper, and the white is American Craft cardstock. Used perfect pearls, or liquid pearls, liquid pearls around that and the corners. Actually, I didn't do any up here. I just did them there and around the corners of the whole, the photo. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I use, but I wanted to reintroduce you to this layout. And since I didn't give it to her, I'm thinking maybe I should just keep it. Now, if she sees this or finds it in my studio and is like, oh my God, I want that, and then I'd give it to her. But so the box itself is all wood, and I found it at Craft Warehouse, probably one of their blowout sales, because they used to sell these all the time and have like really good blowout sales. Things were like 50 and 60% off. The only thing that I didn't change out were these little guys, because I took it all off. I took all of the hardware off to paint the inside, so I had it like freely loose and apart, and I just put this on because the other one that I had on there wasn't even closing. So I just put this on last night. And I found some photos in here that I was planning on finishing up a little mini album to go in here as a keepsake. But I painted the entire box in this creamy white and then this beige on the very inside. And some of these pictures are like when he was a little guy. He was not, probably one, who was watching something he was mesmerized by. These are newborn ones. And here's him with his mama. He was newborn there, him and his dad. It's Big Michael and Little Mikey, and then all three of them. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I can't find the mini album. I have no clue. I probably didn't even unpack that box. And I don't know why I separated it, but I did. Anyway, so the paper collection, I still have some here. There's that polka dot and script. There's music notes. And this is like floral and vine. Florally vine. Big polka dots with a, what the hell are they called? The birds that... Oh my gosh. I'll remember in a minute. And here are some like journaling card type things. Here's the other piece. If I'm not mistaken, I think it did say one of each design. Let me look. Oh, 2 sheets of each design. This one here, I think, I'm not sure where I used this. Is this paper that's, no, that's not on there either. Look at these pretty little vintage babies. Oh my goodness. So cute. This is the checker that I used on the box. This is the graph paper that I used for the layout. And then this stripe I must have used in the album. And then there's a sticker sheet. Full sticker sheet. It's got a lot of banner stickers. It's got little rocking horses, like they're individually die cut. Little feet that's in a strip, lace in a strip, a ruler that's in a strip, a half circle banner that's in a strip. There's the little baby feet, bird's nest, a silhouette, the baby buggy and baby boy. So that's the paper collection. So on the box, I only decorated the top. I could have decorated the sides, but I felt like it didn't need it, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I did the bottom. I didn't notice. This is the damask. That's where that pattern went. All right. So I used the designer paper and I just traced it with the lid since I had taken it apart. And normally when I try to, even on chipboard, when I'm trying to clean up the edges, I use an emery board. Always have. It was just the easiest thing that I can think of to use to get it nice and clean around the edges. It's, I don't know how good you can probably see it, but the edge is just super nice and clean. Even on the back side. So for the layer on top of that is the brick stencil. So I used this template from the Crafter's Workshop and I just set it on top of that designer paper, that musical note ones, and I traced every single one, and then I fussy cut all of the pieces out and I just laid them out on top, and I kind of gave it like that, a sideways square or diamond, whatever you want to call it. And then on top of those, I used by Kaiser Craft, there's these foam elements. These were the square frames. I used it on the layout too. You can see this white piece right here and this white piece right here, and I have one small frame back there, and then just a little strip piece right over here. I don't think I used it on anything else. Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh, I did use looks like chicken wire with some molding paste back there and back here. I don't think I used it on the box though. So and then on top of the frames, actually underneath the frame, I used a lot of the plumber's tape, that mesh plumber's tape. I just cut pieces and they're all over the box here. There's a piece there, there's a piece right here, a piece across the top, a little piece there, a piece coming out from underneath there, and then a strip that is sitting underneath the birth date. And I have I've got these that are the circle ones and little corner pieces, and it's just foam, but it's very thin. So I had one that was just all kinds of squares layered on top of each other, and I guess I've used them all already, but that. And then here is the Baroque die from Tim Holtz, cut out of chipboard and covered with AC cardstock in the color white. The smaller Baroque die that is just covered with the script designer paper, which is this one here. They don't really make a lot of these anymore, these big chunky dies. This is the shape that I used for the big bottom one, and then I used the smaller piece in the tray to cut that one out. Again, it's the Baroque die. If you have it, if you've been around for like 15 years on YouTube, you probably remember it. Okay, and then on top of that, I used some chipboard letters. These are some thickers and a glossy green. But I love the font, and for the longest time now, when I buy chipboard ones, if I like the font, I'll buy it, even if I don't like the color. But you can totally like paint over them. So I did that with this. Thank God the word Michael fit inside of the smallest one. So I just used some tan or light brown paint, acrylic paint, and painted it on there. I think I used a brush. I even painted the insides of the letters. And then after that, I put on some glossy accents. One of my favorite glues to use to do accenting like this. I used them on top of the stars. I used them on top of the little birds. I used it on top of the birth date and that star. I used it on top of there to add just a little touch of shimmer, like little shine. And I did the same thing on the stars and the little birds on the layout. There's a little bit of gloss. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little bit of gloss on the bird. So that's the same thing that I did on these. There's the gloss. Enamel dots, I don't know if that's what that is, but these I think are brads that I painted the same color. The little stars and the birds I got from Studio Calico. They're wood veneers. I don't think they sell these anymore. You might be able to find them somewhere, but I've had these forever. So the same as with the layout, there's splatters of the brown, the light brown, which is this light brown, that paint, and white gesso. So I just did white gesso. And then the stickers that I used for this comes from Webster's Pages. This is from New Beginnings collection. So I really liked the font of the numbers. I like the font, period. But the numbers was just super pretty. And it was just the right size. I didn't want the big, like 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, letters. And then the little dots in between I used from this collection too. So anyways, that is this little box project. I really like it. I keep coming over here. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. I hope you guys like this project. It's so adorable. I'm just in love with this box and this baby. This baby's like very special. Mikey is super special. Anyways, thanks you guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by to listen to me talk about my box. So, all right, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.